Hey everybody, Sprocket here. Sorry it's been so long since I put a video out, but yeah, been doing a lot of stuff off camera, different projects, working on my dad's car, his truck, my brother's stuff, rebuilding another 350, working on the heads over here, as you can see. Well, maybe you can see. They're pretty crusty. But this one here, I already got it cleaned up, got the valves cleaned up, port matched it, ported out the chambers, everything like that, make sure everything's going to flow nice. Anyway, like I said, I'm not going to be doing much video on that. It's just going to be get it done. But the problem is, my brother, like I'm sure a lot of you folks out there, myself included, don't have money for parts right now. So what I'm doing is working on the Buick and seeing how extensive the damage is. Forgive the background noise, there's a Massey Ferguson going down the road, Amishman behind the wheel. But anyway, sorry about the lighting, but all through here you can kind of see the shadowing, all the rust holes. Now most of that was covered up with Bondo. Thank you, previous body guy. Hence the sarcasm. Instead of fixing the metal, they just Bondoed over it, which never works. It never seals. I had a 70 Caprice. It was the same thing. Formal vinyl top cars. So buyer beware when it comes to a vinyl top car. This happens after a bunch of years, even if you take care of them. Just moisture gets trapped in there, front and rear. My Caprice, it was bad. It was all Bondo. This top lip was just completely gone, and they just Bondoed it in place instead of replacing metal. But anyway, so I got a lot of work to do right here, as you can see yet again. Also, you should be able to see the color difference. This is regular steel. This is lead. This whole area. And that's what they used to do, is they would lead the seams between the roof and the pillars. So that's going to suck, because I got to do a bunch of welding in here, which is just going to melt out that lead, which is what happened on the other side. I'll show you again so you know what I'm talking about. These big holes, which I'm going to have to melt the rest of that out so I can put some actual metal in there, because I ain't trying to re-lead it, and I definitely am not going to Bondo it. Now this area up here, I've already made the determination that I'm going to be cutting it out, because this is all full of weld right now, and I have no idea if there's any pinholes and it's going to leak, so screw that. I'm just going to cut it out, bend a piece to fit in place of it, weld it in, call it good. The other side, I got a lot bigger piece to do on that one, because again, previous body guy just Bondoed the holes instead of cutting this out and redoing it. And somehow they also dented everything in, and then yeah, I didn't show you while I was doing it, but there was a ton of Bondo up in this corner. But before I can do any of that, I'm going to have to get a stretcher shrinker, because there is no way I'm going to be able to make these curves by hand without the tool. So what I'm going to end up doing is, you can see right here, this is lifted up. This is the metal that came down and then out. So I'm going to have to make an angle for here, and then this has a curve this way and a curve this way. So it's going to be like piece by piece. But I figured out by doing the other side, trying to weld inside this corner is no bueno, sucks. So I'm going to try to avoid having to do that. But yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out all of this metal. I got to see if I can find, man, that lighting sucks, these little rivets, because these are for what's holding the trim. I know I've seen them before online, that I can replace those, because that's what literally the new ones are, like rivets. All I got to do is just, once I get the metal fixed, drill a hole, pop a rivet in there, call it good, and then I can put my trim back on. But yeah, this down here, it's kind of hard to see, but this is what they're supposed to look like. Those ain't in good shape, again, because it was a vinyl top. I also got a hole over here. Not sure yet what I'm going to do with that. I have to pull that piece of trim off to figure it out, which, yeah. So yeah, update on the Corvair. There it is, hasn't moved. What I have been doing off camera, I'm going to try and get some footage of at some point, is I've been hammer dollying the front end on it, trying to straighten out the excuse me, the collision damage. A lot of rot in that car, a lot of collision damage, but my dad and I pulled the windshield, so now I can get that fender off, that fender skin, and work with it from there. But I need to get this done so I can get the windshield back in, and then I can turn my attention back to the front end and put this all back together. Put the hood back on it, you know, all of that stuff. Then I can turn my attention to the back of the car. So hopefully be able to drive it. Oh, but before I can do that, bear with me here. We're walking up to the storage area. It's so dark. Yeah, it's because the fluorescent lights aren't that great. But these are the ones I've gotten done so far. There's 2 of them. Still got 2 to do. There's one. You can see my before and after. So I can clean up all the rust on that, clear coat it, paint it. What I've been doing is on the inside here, cleaning all this off, cleaning all that rust out of there, or as much of it as I can get, and I threw a clear coat on that to try and keep it from rusting more. That's what I did with these. I already have the new tires somewhere. Oh yeah, right there, but you can't see because not enough light, but they're under that box. I've had these for several years. Ooh, looks like I messed up. I need to put that dot over there. Yeah, I may have to dismount that and redo it, but we'll get to that. But yeah, like I said, oh, that's an inner fender for my Caprice. My dad cleaned that up and painted it for me. We got that at the junkyard. That's for under the battery, which of course is always the first one that gets rotted out. Oh, the train. I forgot. That's another background noise. So, yeah. That's pretty much what I've been doing. Trying to think if there's anything else. Not really. Just organizing parts, figuring out what I got. I made a parts list to see what I have for this thing. It's a pretty long list. I started collecting parts for the Corvair. I need to make a list on that one too, so I know what I have and what I need yet. But yeah. Anyhow, that's going to be pretty much it for this video. Just an update, show what's going on, and thanks for watching. If you feel so inclined, hit the like button, subscribe. But until next time, have a good one. Side note, today just happens to be my dad's birthday, so happy birthday, Dad.